Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So we just spent some time doing the Crystal Tower Raid 1 and 2. And I believe there's one more left. But yeah, we have to go back and talk to Rambros. We also have a problem because our Bard has hit level 51. But that won't matter until we finish Crystal Tower. So let's get that out of the way first. I also wanted to just quickly apologize if I was a little glib yesterday. I was in an odd mood. Let's just continue on. Boom. This is an annoyingly placed enemy. You don't see me. Because the moment you come through the door, they attack you, and the moment you're trying to go through the door, it prevents you because you're under attack. Like, why couldn't they got rid of that enemy? Anyway. Rambros, man! All sorts of bizarre things happened with darkness. All this happened within the tower. Gods preserve. The rift that manifested before the throne was a void gate. Of this I am certain. There exist myriad kinds of void ascent. The more powerful the being, the larger the gate must be for it to pass through. 'Twould seem that Zand sought to open a gate of unprecedented proportions. One that would allow this cloud of darkness entry into our world. Fortunately for all mankind, he did not succeed. I shudder to imagine what this void scent is capable of. However dreadful it may be, we can't abandon our friends. Is there no way to save them? I'll not lie to you, Master Garland, the situation's bleak. Though void scent can enter our world, instances of men entering the void have never been documented. It pains me to give voice to my fears, but we do not even know whether our friends still live. Damn it, I feel so helpless. No, I refuse to give up. We must save Doga and Une. We share the same eye, 'tis true, but that's not what motivates me. Above all, I wish to help them fulfill their mission, a mission whose burden they've borne for thousands of years. And besides, we cannot leave matters as they are. So long as Zand's dark covenant is binding, our world is in danger. 'Tis our duty to prevent the worst from coming to pass. Garaha, ever since meeting Une and Doga, you've not quite been yourself. Tell me, is all well with your eye? I honestly cannot say. I know only that there is a memory I must recall. As a child, my father told me the truth of our eye rests with Alag. The answer eludes me still, but one day I will find it. I am with Garaha. However slim the odds, we must try to save Une and Doga. And Nero too, if only to make certain he won't make any more mischief. You have the right of it. Though we have known them but briefly, Doga and Une are our comrades. We cannot fail them. And that other guy too, yeah, sure. I shall consult experts in literature both. I swear to leave no stone unturned. It may be a while before we're ready to act. Be patient. When dealing with the void, one cannot be cautious enough. My thanks again for your assistance. Pray rest now while you can. When the time comes to go after our friends, you must be at no less than full strength. Why don't you go farm that circus tower a few weeks? Excuse me. 'Tis good you're here. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, nor for Une, Doga, and Nero, imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Think back upon our last foray into Circus Tower, if you will. The calamities stirred the place from its long slumber and awoke Emperor Zand. But you, Ye, you ensured he was laid to rest permanently. The Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with a terrible void scent known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Doga and Une labored to annul this contract, the entity reached through a rift and dragged the pair of them, and Nero, out of our realm. Thanks for the recap. Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Une, Doga, and Nero. Our research has exposed a far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower still acts upon Emperor Zand's orders and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. The place nigh hums with energy. We've done all we can to stop the Imperial Edict, but to no avail. Just as the gate would open only for Une and Doga, so too will the tower heat only those with the royal blood of Alag. 'Tis a most galling design. Granted, this was not always so vexatious, according to the Allagan tombstone Nero presented to us. During the Golden Age of Alag, the royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't had such a technology, Amon and his underlings could never have controlled the Crystal Tower. But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Every moment we wait, a vast rift through which the Cloud of Darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come to pass. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Zand's covenant with the Dark Realm. If only breaking the ladder would suffice, but then what of the energy building in Crystal Tower? Without suppression, the power could discharge and cause a calamity like the one that destroyed Alag. In truth, we have more than just lost three lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall before the might of this threat. We know but one way out of this predicament: rescue those who can control the tower, and seal the rift shut after them. Mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. It is true we cannot stop the Void Gate from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit. We can use Circus's power for our own purposes, and create a portal to carry us into the Dark Realm. We've heard this is possible from a man of the Thaumaturgist Guild, well versed in otherworldly matters. And with Master Garland working to create the portal, the final preparations are well underway. Here comes the man himself. Yay, just the woman we need. Everyone's always so happy when they greet me. Yay! Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete. All parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garland, how fare your endeavors? Quite well. The device is nearly ready. Though attaching the damnable thing to Circus Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the Ironworks has got, but it should produce the energy we need. With just a little more fine-tuning, we can open a rift. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge of the 8 Sentinels as guides. And do hurry, Ye. I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss another chance to save the world, would you? Well, Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower? I gotta admit, I'm kind of done with this whole Crystal Tower bit. This is old raid content that nobody cares about. We need to be moving past this and continuing with our MSQ. Don't see me, don't see me. Ah, we snuck by. I'll bet you're here to watch us pry open our rift between worlds, eh? We're almost ready. Circus Tower is full of engineers scurrying around and making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power. If a single coupling's off, well, boom. It should be fine. Really, anyway, you best wait at the top. The chief's there overseeing the whole operation. My friends, you've arrived. I'm just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can't open a gateway to another world. Is there something I missed, Garaha? Ah, Emperor Zan's throne. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as a symbol of Alag's art and power. Now it's nothing more than an empty chair. Just imagine if Allagan's civilization had lived on, and a just emperor still sat on that throne. How different would our history be? How much further would we have advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping Zand and his ambition. There were those who tried. Zand's War of Dominion left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up the sword against Alag. These men and women became as beacons of hope for those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. But all this merely hastened the destruction. Just as they moved towards Alag's heart for the kill, Zand lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Zand desired a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power held within Dalamud be emptied into Circus Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Circus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it once stood. The fourth umbral calamity. I had learned of its cause from Une and Doga. I had no idea that rebellion incited Zand to rashness, though. Your knowledge of Allagan history is astounding, Garaha. Why, a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhap. 'Tis strange, though, I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things. Are we ready? Ready and raring to open the gate. We reckon when this machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of the Agrias. Just give the word and we'll start channeling energy into the tower. Let's get started. Our preparations are complete. Everyone step away from the throne. Alright, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. There we go. A rift to the world of darkness, as Une called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. We can't break out the mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the Dark Realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the Void Gate stays open. as will the sons of St. Koinok. This rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we're all truly lost. Adventurer, you go ahead. Yeah. My friend, 'tis a heavy burden I must task you with, but there are none more able. Lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades, but you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. This is our only gambit. I have every faith you will succeed. Wow, that shirt looks terrible. Like, look at the aliasing on that design. Wow. It'll be no small feat to return after you pass beyond the rift. Make certain you're prepared before leaving. May I have a moment of your time? There's a matter of import we must discuss before you leave. Maybe we should guard it? Like, what if something comes through? They seem rather blasé about opening a portal to the world of darkness, and then just walking away. I wish to speak to you about my eye. As you're no doubt aware, 'tis a trait seen only amongst Allagan royalty. Long have I pondered why such is my inheritance. The sanguine hue must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Doga himself admitted, but what? In truth, the more I learn of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. Somehow meeting those 2 clones has wrought great change in me. I am consumed with remembering something ancient but ever important. My father's words echo in my mind, the self-same ones his father told him. The truth of our eye rests with Alag. Mayhap what I wish to remember and these words are related, maybe not. But I know I must learn the truth that history hides from me. I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end, with my own 2 eyes. Allow me to join you beyond the rift. I don't think he's coming back. You have my thanks, friend. Let's venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm. I wouldn't mind. I never liked him very much. Okay, well, let's queue up for it. Oh, look at this. There's another queue. Alliance raids. They actually need a DPS. Wow. Well, I can't do it. I need average item level 90. What's my average item level? $74. Okay, so that's 90, 100, 90, 90, 90, 70, 70, 70, 47. $70, 70, 70. And my weapon is only 55. I just don't have any better weapons than that, though. I mean, maybe if I keep on going with the MSQ, it'll eventually give me better gear. This is annoying. This is really frustrating. Like, I don't want to have to do the old raid again in the hopes of getting gear. Wait a minute, I have some stuff in my inventory. What is that? Nothing I can use. I got a card. An orchestration role. No, this isn't gonna help. Huh. Why was this going to forbid me from continuing on my bard in the MSQ because we're 51 now? But that might be the only way to actually get the gear we need. We need a better weapon. That's the main thing. And apparently one more ring. Or no, everything else is 70. We just need better gear entirely. All of our jewelry needs to be 90 instead of 70. And a better weapon would help too. Well, damn. Okay. I guess we're going to go ahead and continue on our MSQ, even though they told us we can't continue too far because we haven't completed Crystal Tower. But maybe they'll give us the gear we need. But I guess I'm stuck doing... Wait a minute. I got a plan. What gear do we get if we start a new character? A new class. Here, we can turn this quest in. There are some classes that start at 50, and I think I have them. Like, I think Samurai? Here. Is this? Out of the blue. So this would be Blue Mage. But the Blue Mage is a joke class, my understanding. We still can't unlock Dancer or Sage. Here. Your sister says that you should do better than some tavern strumpet. A letter from me delivered to my sister of all people. Isn't that just bloody brilliant? Perhaps next time those bloody furballs could forward all my personal correspondence to the Admiral herself. I dare say the consequences would be less dire. 100,000 apologies, my good sir. I am most profoundly sorry for the terrible inconvenience I've caused. You may rest assured the offending Moogle has been flogged several times with a large harbor herring as due punishment for his negligence. You have my words that we delivery Moogles shall triple even, our efforts to ensure no precious parcel or missive ever again goes astray. Behold, for I shall now perform for you the Moogle dance of inimitable integrity. Settle your wings, my Moogle friend. I don't believe that will be necessary. And by that I mean, for the love of gods, just don't. Wait a bleeding minute. Am I to believe I'm talking to a Moogle? In the flesh! If this isn't a rare occasion. And Limlane, take me if you aren't a cute little bugger. Just moments ago I'd half a mind to wring the incompetent courier's neck. But I'm not so petty a man as to vent my frustrations on a defenseless ball of fur. Besides, how can I hold it against you? What with the population of the realm burgeoning of late, I'd be lying if I said I myself didn't have trouble keeping names and faces straight. Any road what's-her-face here was kind enough to deliver my letter, and I have your word that no more mistakes will be made. As far as I'm concerned, this is all water under the bridge. You're too kind, kindness, sir. As for you, my adventuring friend, I dare say you would make a superlative delivery in Makote, if you put your mind to it. Traveling to far-flung lands, rekindling old friendships and cultivating new ones, staying abreast of the latest happenings in the realm. If there's a more fulfilling career to be had, I know not of it. What say you, Kubo? Sure. Now that's the spirit. In recognition of your efforts, on behalf of our friend, I hereby waive the stringent screening examination typically administered to those who join our ranks. Welcome aboard! I am the Deputy Post Moogle, in charge of tutelage and training. In other words, your superior. As such, you will address me with due respect and follow each and every one of my instructions to the letter. Are we understood? Now allow me to explain your duties. When you see me floating about in the vicinity of where we now stand, you may take this as a sign. I have one or more letters that cannot be that I have deemed suitable for your training. Approach me and declare your readiness for the task, and I will entrust one of said letters to you. Until you prove yourself, I will be overseeing all your deliveries to ensure you do not shirk or slack in your duties. Not that a dutiful delivery Mikote like yourself would ever consider such a thing. So this seems interesting, but it doesn't have a little mark that says it's an unlockable thing. It just seems like it's a level 50 quest chain. Carrier unlocked. Well, maybe unlocked? Maybe? You attain carrier level 1. You are now able to undertake delivery quests. To review available quests and accept an assignment, speak with the Deputy Postmaster. You'll be entrusted with a letter or package addressed to a prominent Eorzean. Deliver it with swiftness and accuracy, and earn a name for yourself as one of the most trusted carriers in the realm. Ah, that dude. I'm not going to bother with it though, not right now. Here, let's just jump down to the other deck. And see if there's unlockables. Well, I don't know what those are, but let's go get them. More dungeon unlocks? Maybe. EA, I know not what brings you to Maelstrom Command this day, but I can hardly fault your timing. We've got a situation on our hands, we do. Not days ago, a convoy of ours was ambushed en route to Limsa, and a goodly shipment of saltpeter plundered from our very hands. The scurvy dogs responsible struck swiftly and under darkness, so we've yet to figure out who they are. Saltpeter, as you know, is a key ingredient in fire sand. Whatever our foe might be plotting, like as not, it involves a hearty share of fiery death. Command has dispatched an elite regiment to the field. Leading the investigation is a good comrade of mine. So, while I'd like nothing more than to lend me strength to her search, I can't very well shirk my duties here. Look at that! Skin-tight leather suit. Nice outfit. This feels like it's a beast tribe. And that also feels like it's a beast tribe. I don't want to deal with it right now. Well... no, I don't want to deal with it right now. Okay. Sure, let's just finish this up real quick. Everything with a little plus on it, we want to do. We want to do all the things with pluses on it. Because those are like unlocking mechanics or that kind of thing. Lim Lane, take the lot of you. You'd have me for believe there's not a single piece of evidence in this entire godforsaken hamlet. And who might you be? An adventurer come on behalf of old Trackrat. Who said I was looking for help anyway? Trackrat did? I'll have you know it's all clear skies and smooth sailing. I was about to file my report to... I'm not fooling anyone. A good tons of saltpeter has been snatched from our hands, like as not by someone who'd use it to sink our fair Limsa to the bottom of the sea. Given the scope of the act, we believe it was a coordinated effort by a well-trained group. Given the sheer speed with which the scurvy thieves vanished from our sight, I reckon they have knowledge of the passages unknown to us. I had my hopes that my men would find something, but they've had no such luck. Care to take a look around and see if you can find evidence? Okay. I mean, there's a ladder right here. Yay, was it? Well, find any evidence that could shed some light. What have we here? A pickaxe, and a rather sorry-looking one at that. Do you reckon this was left behind by the perpetrators? In my time with the Maelstrom, I've confronted just about every pirate, brigand, and highwayman in these parts. But I have not known any of them to employ a tool like this. I'd wager more than a round at the wench that our band of grubby little thieves ain't ordinary men. It's all becoming clear to me. And yourself, no doubt. Tell me, might you be thinking what I'm thinking? It's goblins. Or no, it's kobolds. I knew you were a sharp one. The moment I laid eyes on that pickaxe you found, my mind was convinced. The primitive make of this tool, and all too healthy interest in explosives, all signs point to those rat-faced rapscallions being behind this. It's so bloody obvious now that I could almost kick myself. But this is hardly a time for whining. Well, we must strike quickly. Camp Overlook is our front line of defense against those tunnel-burrowing thieves. If anyone's a notion of where they've taken the saltpeter, it'll be Commander Bledin. I'm a little impatient, sorry. I probably should be reading with more diligence. Wait a minute, it's way over here. At Camp Overlook. I was thinking that was going to be the people down there, but no. Maybe this is the one that's opening up the beast tribe up here. That would make sense. Make a quick adventure. As you can see, I've got my hands full with our little friend here. This is an outrage, a farce, an atrocity, an outrage. This is an insult, and we kobolds will not stand for it. No, no, stand no more. You'll not have legs to stand on if you don't quit blabbering and spill the truth about whatever it is you scurvy rats are plotting. Plotting? There's no plotting. No, we plot nothing. Nothing. Enough. Unlike you and your ilk, I have a working pair of eyes, and at least half of me wits about me. You think I've not seen you blasting and scurrying around Ugamero of late? Commander Bledin, sir. Sketves. It's a treat to see my old trainee, but I fear a brewing kobold plot demands my attention. Yea, here, and I might be able to help you with that. I trust you've heard the news of our missing shipment of saltpeter. So soon she knows. This cannot be. No, it cannot be. I knew it. Your endless tongue wagging has finally dug your own grave. It was not us. No, it was them. Yes, them. What nonsense is this? Beady eyes, frizzy tail, a penchant for causing us trouble? A kobold's a kobold! This is not so. No, not so. There are kobolds, and there are kobolds. And then there are kobolds still. It's the low ones who stole your precious saltpeter, the ones who live down, beneath, below. Beneath and below. My scouts did mention a particularly scraggy band of kobolds what seem to have made their home at the cliff base. Yes, that's the place. That is the home of the 789th. They are the worst of the worst. They're the most stinky, smelly, scummy, stinky, and ugly. As a presiding effort in this investigation, I request permission to go below and investigate the so-called 789th. I'd enlist this adventurer to join me. As you please, Lieutenant, but I warn you, be careful down there. The sight of a kobold won't strike fear into anyone's heart, but their bite and their bombs are a far worse sight than their bark. Are a far sight worse. With that, I take my leave. Till sea swallows all. Till sea swallows all? That's like, may you walk in the light of the crystal so much better. What level is this quest? $41, and it gives XP. You know what? We're not going to do it. Let's go ahead and turn that off. I don't remember doing that. I probably need to deal with this also. Well, when we have, I forgot about that entirely. This, we're still looking for a Wheel of Elements. And this we're holding off on. That wasn't what I was trying to do. Let's go to Gridania. Or no, let's go to Ul'dah. I'm looking for a class I can unlock. And I'm hoping it's going to get, you know, a good set of, like, high-level gear. So we've got Hunt, Samurai. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. I think that's Reaper. But Samurai. Which one was it? This one? Yeah, let's see what that gives us. Balls, balls! Just when you think you've seen it all, the world's full of surprises. What am I talking about? Oh, nothing much, just the most amazing blade work I've ever seen. It wasn't even the main card either, but light entertainment. A Far Eastern fellow, old enough to be my grandfather, appeared and called for challengers. Who should answer him but a brute of a gladiator? People thought it was either mummery or a sick joke. What could one expect from such a mismatch, the old and infirm versus the young and inform? But when the action begins, the old man proceeded to drop everyone's jaws, his opponents not least of all, with his blistering blade work. The most riveting moment was when he had the challenger on the back foot. Instead of finishing the job, he went and sheathed his blade. Putting your steel away in the heat of battle. That's akin to committing suicide. This wasn't lost on a gladiator who lunged in with a mighty swing. The spectators gasped collectively, thinking it was over. And it was, but not for the old man. In the next instant, before anyone could comprehend what had happened, his opponent was crumpled on the ground. In one fell stroke, with impossible speed, the old man had drawn his sword and dealt the telling blow. A few heartbeats passed in stunned silence. Then the stands erupted in riotous cheering. Just recounting it gives me the chills. The speed, the precision, the elegance. Simply sublime. How is it possible I've never heard of these Far Eastern warriors, these samurai? Wait, are you thinking what I think you're thinking? And you want to face the old man? Well, that silver-tongued showmaster was looking for a new challenger. But you don't want to do this. Let someone else be the fool. Interesting. A new, I haven't heard that sort of proclamation when there's a quest. It's over in Steps of Thal. But yeah, that was nifty. Come one, come all, and marvel at a mystery of the Far East. A swordsman hailing from exotic Hingashi, whose blade work is quicker than the eye can see. Don't let his age fool you. Old though he may be, he's already made short work of one of Ul'dah's meanest gladiators, and now seeks a new challenger. If you can best him, you'll be rewarded with a rare hidden treasure. One condition, you must fight with the same blade as the old man's. If you think you have what it takes, proceed to the Gladiators Guild. This aura, unusual yet undoubtedly formidable. Dare I hope a worthy challenger has come. Well met, friend. I'm Musashi, a samurai of Hingashi. Lest you wonder, samurai are swordsmen of the Far East. Yet know that the swords we wield are unlike those of this land. Katana they are called, and for our duel I will lend you such a blade, along with a stone, a talisman of sorts. Wear them on your person, each will become one of us, at least in appearance, if not in sooth. That's it? Wow. It's a level 115 weapon. Insufficient armory chest space? Oh, we just need to... We need to get rid of some of these. Okay. Always with the problems. Whoops. Okay, there's weapons. We need more chest space. Apparently we're not using this anymore. Yep. Let's get a few slots in each of these. It'd be easy if I could just say I can get rid of everything below level 30, but unfortunately we're still using some of those. Okay, let's try that now. Sen gauge unlocked. The Sen gauge displays which of the three Sen effects Setsu, Getsu, and Ka are currently accumulated. Sen is required to perform Yaijutsu, the number of Sen accumulated determining which weapon skill will be executed. 1 for Higenbana, 2 for Tenkagoken, and 3 for Midare Setsugeko. We're gonna have trouble with this remembering what is what. So, sun, moon, leaf? I don't know. And they gave us a thing. With a whole bunch of armor. Which brings us up to 94. Perfect! So we'll be able to do the raid on this after. We need to make a new gear thing though. Alright, I actually need to learn what these abilities are too. So wait, first of all, let's just clear our bar entirely. And then we'll deal with things as we learn what they are. So we can put that one. No, I don't need that one. I want that one over there. Okay, let's start figuring out how this class works. So our main ability is Hakaze. So that's here. And then Jinpu is a combo off of it. So Hakaze doesn't do anything, but Jinpu grants Fugetsu, which increases damage dealt by 10%. Okay. Third Eye is a defensive ability. Interesting. Let's try putting that there for now. NP is a range attack. That's where we put those. And this is off of Hakaze. So that's a second level that grants Fuka. So I think we're going to be looking for the same sort of thing on our Lancer, where we've got both a set over here and a set over here. So Shifu is our second version of that also. So one increases damage dealt by 10% for 40 seconds, and this one is also for 40 seconds. Okay, Fuga is our AoE, so we'll need to find a spot for that. Gecko is comboing off Jinpu, which is that one. And it grants Getsu. Iai Jutsu is executes a weapon skill depending on the current number of Sen. And it does have a cast time. Let's try putting it here for now. I don't know if that's a good spot for it. We'll have to deal with it. Okay, this is another part of our AoE rotation. So I'll put it right there. Kasha is comboing off Shifu. So this is a flank attack, and this one is a rear attack. So a rear attack, flank attack, a rear attack, flank, rear flank, rear flank. I'll try to remember that. And that grants Ka. Okay. Oka. Okay, that's part of another more of our AoE. Oops. No, it's not. It's another one that combos off of Fuga. Oh. Ew, this could be a little messy. So we want to go back and forth between these. So, okay, let me just see what else we got. This is combos off Hakaze, which is that another one that combos off Hakaze, and Grand Zetsu. Is there something that combos off Yukikaze? Okay, wait. Let me just look at my traits. Okay, so nothing is going to affect our traits. Don't affect us yet. So the idea is you have Hakaze, and then you can either go into Shifu, Yukikaze, or Jinpu, which will either get you Fugetsu, Fuka, or Asetsu, which are these things, right? And then we have this one. Executes up to 3 weapon skill combos without meeting combo prerequisites. Does not affect Iai Jutsu. Successfully landing Gekko grants Fugetsu, and landing Kasha grants Fuka. So the idea would be you'd use this, and then you could just go back and forth to your end states, your end combos. Nothing goes off of this one that I can tell. Of Yukikaze, it just gets you Setsu. But I don't know what those do yet. This is Sen. Wait a minute, okay, so do you want to have one of each? Is that the idea? Ah, I get it. Okay, so your combo is to go maybe 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then Iai Jutsu, and you'll have 3 set up. I didn't really get that. I was assuming that you were accumulating multiple, like this was a number that could hold like 5 or something. God, okay, this is a little complicated. Let's go ahead and do a duel. I see in your gaze the stirrings of a newborn samurai. Just playing the stone has already bequeathed some of its memories to you. Having memories is one thing, mastering them quite another. We shall see how well you fare against me. Prepare yourself. We begin as soon as you are ready. You've learned all samurai actions and traits level 50. I'm a little concerned. What's Third Eye do again? Third Eye is protection, and I haven't even put my other actions up. Let me just oops, not that. Actions and traits. My role actions. So we have a stun and True North. Where should I put that? Actually, wait a minute. Before I do that, let me just make sure. I'm not quite getting this. So we don't have something that gets me the third thing while AoEing. But True North, I'll go ahead and put that there. Bloodbath can go there. Second Wind there. And then our Chocobo, of course. I think that's a good bar setup. I'm a little... It's going to take me a while to get used to it. And it's really strange because you can use the abilities all the time. You know, it's not like... it's not like in... you have to be in this form in order to use that. You can just, you know, use it. It's pretty. Alright, let's try this. Gather you round to bear witness, for another brave challenger has appeared. Next to face Musashi, Swordmaster of the Far East, we have an itinerant adventurer. Hold it right there. No one gets to take down that old bastard except me. Berolled, the last standing. Scourge of the Sands. You made a fool of me earlier. I mean, that outfit, man. You made a fool of yourself. This time there'll be no tricks. This time I fight with my own sword, not that pathetic excuse for a needle you handed me. What's this? Bone-headed Berold, who was so roundly trounced but moments ago, has invaded the Blood Sands. For those who came in late, he is the disgraced gladiator who was cast out of the Colosseum for, and I paraphrase, being an all-round odious brute. The rules were plain and you agreed to them. There were no tricks. Shut your mouth and fight me again. Such eagerness for blood. The warriors of this land are as naked blades. That reaction shot. I'll get you next time. And with that distraction out of the way, we may continue where we left off. It's a good thing I don't actually have to block any of your abilities. I just have to, you know, spam my combo. So it just gives me a nice little opportunity to actually just play with my combo. It's a little tricky, but I'm getting it. I'm just constantly trying to build up these 3 things and then EI Jutsu. And I'm not using my, I need to be using my other thing more. My True North, or whatever it was called. So I gotta keep in mind that this is a rear attack, so I need to switch. It does last long enough for me to get both of them off, if I do them back to back. That will do. Victory is yours. I like it. It feels very much like my Lancer. To draw forth such strength from the stone in so short a time, you're no ordinary woman. As promised, I shall bestow upon you the rarest of Hingan treasures, training in the way of the samurai. What is the matter? Our techniques are not found in this land, hence their great worth. As my pupil, you train under my watchful eye, and learn even the most puissant of my techniques. You lying bastard! All that fighting and there wasn't even any coin in it. What's this? Boneheaded Barold is back, and this time he's brought friends. This man doesn't know when to give up. You got a problem, come down here and say it. At no point was it said the treasure is an object, let alone coin. Besides, winning it was well beyond you. Shut the hells up. This time I'll show you my true strength. Your strength lies in numbers, 'twould seem. Very well, if you insist on another trouncing, so be it. This time, 'tis not I who will deal with it, but my pupil. Having seen your potential firsthand, he and his ilk ought not to pose you any trouble. Whoever she is, take care of her too. Why are you all spreading out? Well, that's annoying. I wanted to AoE you all. Here, let's save it. Well, that's not good. Good, they gave us time. Oops, that was the wrong one. I'm gonna make you hurt, old man, if it's the last thing I do. Miss, miss. You're done? Then allow me. Forgive me, I know it was wrong to force that fight upon you. Yet I find I do not regret having done so, for it has affirmed something I clicked the button wrong. Long did I search in my native land for a pupil, but I found none fit to be a vessel for my knowledge. The problem, I concluded, lay in my people's way of thinking, the zeal with which they uphold tradition to the detriment of all else. So it was I set forth for a new land, this Air's Ear, Eorzea. I placed myself in the midst of your most able swordsmen, offering myself up as a spectacle, in hopes of finding a worthy soul. And find her I did, in you. I realize how all this may appear. To you I could be but a strange old man spouting nonsense, but I am well past caring about appearances. I speak with all earnesty when I say there is none other into whom I would pour my knowledge. And so I ask you, will you consent to being my pupil? Sure. Words cannot well express my joy. From this moment on, we are master and student. I would know your name. By what are you called? Yea. This is a fine name. Without further ado, Yea, we shall commence your training. Join me at the nearby tavern, the Stick Hand. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do this until it tells me, come back when you're higher level. And then we'll go to Crystal Tower. I hadn't really planned on unlocking Samurai until, Stormblood, but... Sure! Stupid gear requirements. I shall begin at the very beginning. In the distant past, Hingashi underwent a period of strife, during which numerous opposing factions vied for supremacy. The Age of Blood. In this age, full many took to battle, with katana in hand. In the crucible of war, our art was forged, the way of the samurai. Eventually, the realm was unified under one banner, and peace reigned once more. The people set aside their katana save for we samurai, who continue to wield it as a symbol of authority. And with that authority comes responsibility, protecting the peace. To ensure the Age of Blood is never repeated, we samurai seek out the wicked and bring them to account. In so doing, we ward off chaos and preserve order in the realm. Such is our calling. Hingashi, or Air's Ear, it matters not where we are. This calling guides us always. To that end, we shall journey the land, you and I, on a quest to right wrongs. As one who has grasped the foundations of our art, it's your surest path to mastery. Our efforts begin in this very city. I shall cast about for evil that's taken root here, that we may begin to proceed to excise it. That certainly got exciting quick, but with some even quicker thinking, I managed to set up a wager and turn a tidy profit. Momozigo, I owe you a debt of gratitude. Thanks to you, I found my pupil at long last. I pray you will live comfortably with your winnings. Actually, I don't mind to join you, wherever you go. Wherever you go, I sense that coin will follow. And besides, it seems you're planning to root out evil in our fair city. If so, you do well to have me along. With my connections, I can procure the information you're like to need. Then there's a small matter of your complete and utter lack of knowledge of Eorzea. There is that, had fate not seen fit to unite us. I never would have found my way here from Fester Bay. And I wouldn't be standing here breathing. If anyone knows anything, it's me. You saved me from those cutthroat bandits when I tried recruiting them for the Colosseum. Terribly reckless in hindsight. Vesper Bay, not Vester. As for you, my friend, to be marked out by old Musasai himself, you must be made of uncommon stuff indeed. Not to put pressure on, but I have the highest hopes for you. And here we are then. I shall undertake my search with Momozigo's help. Until there are new developments, continue honing your skills. Da, 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 da. I like it. Okay, and we can't do anything more here. It's time to queue. For the World of Darkness. I don't think it's designed for samurai, but that's okay. Wow, that was fast. Okay. Guess there's always people wanting to do their daily raid. Oh god. We've got some role playing going on. I am frozen. We've got things to step on. Be on the not red side, perhaps. I better go step on something. I have no idea how this fight's working. I am dead. I don't know what got me. Wonder where everyone is. Way up ahead. Just port me up to the group, please. Wow, this is pretty. Ooh, a big Hydra thing. Wow, okay. Discordance. What are we trying to do? AoE? That's probably bad to be in. Don't want to be there either. Oh my. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. We're B. Oh dear. I'm inside the thing. Ah! Ooh, it's a three-headed thingy. Service. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, now it looks all different. I wonder if I should be doing something different than what I am. Like going for some of these enemies. Like the Wolfsbane. Whoops. It was an interesting little fight. Sure. Who disturbs the gloom? Ah, mortals in the realm of light. I am the cloud of darkness. What I cannot smother, I devour. What I cannot devour, I destroy. Oh my. Maybe that was not a good thing to do. I have a chain on me. So I have to ask, why does a cloud of darkness have boobs? I mean, you know, I think I've made my opinion on this very clear. It just, it does strike me as unusual. Ouch. Hello. I liked that. That was better than the other ones, I think. I mean, I didn't know the mechanics. I had no idea what was going on. But just in terms of raid feel, that felt good. I need to figure out what to do with those also. Cloud of Darkness card. But like these, how do I convert them into actual recipes? Or actual things? Apparently this can turn into 2 different things. That's interesting. I don't have access to it yet, apparently. Otherwise I'd be able to search for it. Oh, we got some story. Yeah, we didn't find our friends. They weren't here. Just a big cloud with boobs. Where in the 7 hells are they? Without them to stem the energy in the tower, our defeat of the cloud aids our cause little. Doga! Une, can you hear me? Nero! Must you be so infernally loud? Are you so keen to attract more void scent? Though I don't blame you for missing my company. Thank the 12, are you alright? Why are you covered in goo? As alright as can be expected, Une is simply passed out. By the gods, what's happened to you? Alas, his wounds were too deep, and allowed this foul place entry to his body. Now the darkness claws at the ether of his very form. Would that we could have protected him. The cloud of darkness was bound by Zan's unholy covenant to bring prosperity to Allagan royalty. The same blood that sealed this contract gives us a measure of protection. I say a measure, for this vow does not protect us from other void scent. The cloud imprisoned us here precisely to unleash fiends upon us. We would be dead had Nero not defended us so valiantly. Mistake not my actions for kindness. I have use for you yet in Eorzea, and simply couldn't let harm befall you here. Where? Une, you're safe. Our friends have come for us. Have they? Then perhaps, Doga, there is yet hope we may fulfill our purpose. See, that just seems like a really weird thing. She should say, "Oh my god, I was so scared." Mortals, you've dared challenge me, now you must feel my wrath. Did you think to destroy me in my realm? Here I am eternal. I will smother your light and entomb your bones amongst my shadows. Are we truly so powerless here? As long as we fight the cloud in this realm, I fear so. And yet, though we may not be able to destroy it, this may be our chance to stop it. If we strike now, whilst the cloud can barely hold her form, mayhap we can sever Zan's covenant. Yes, and raise the bridge between the Crystal Tower and this foul place once and for all. Yea, G'raha, you must flee. You and Doga mean to stay here? 'Tis madness, you must return with us. No one but you can save the world from the threat of the Crystal Tower. What is this trickery? Your blood. You too gain the protection from Zan's blood. Well, yeah. He's got the eye. G'raha Tia, you are possessed of royal blood. That's why the royal eye runs in your line. So one of Zan's ancestors slept with a cat. 'Tis a gift you have inherited. You have been granted authority over the Crystal Tower. I had thought time would consume all of Alag that was. That a man should still live with his forebears' blood in this age can be no coincidence. Some person must have planted this gift in your line, and used the highest of elegant technologies to do so. The Crystal Tower is not like to recognize you as Allagan, not as you are now, but your royal eye bespeaks a simple truth. Within you dwells one feeble glitter that will illuminate all, the light of hope. But how do I use this light? Tell me. You must gain control of the Crystal Tower. We'll share our blood with you. Though its effects will be but ephemeral, it will bolster the Allagan presence within you. This is our gift to you, that you may fulfill our destiny. All with the royal eye are bound by the fate to Alag. Our part in this journey is to bury Zan's dark ambitions in the past. This was the true Une and Doga's purpose, one we've carried into the future. Know that as long as this light of hope survives in you, our souls will still remain, even if our bodies are lost. You must leave us as well, Nero. I'm sorry we could not live up to your expectations. I must return to you what is yours, though. You dropped it while defending us. What you seek by this instrument may not be possible, Nero, but do not give up. There are many other paths that await you. Of course they do. Dona, Une, I thank you. We'll never forget you. Yea, Nero, let us quit this place. You shall not escape me, impudent children of light. You will not escape us. Here Zan's blood-stained dreams of glory end. There, the glint of light. It grows faint. The bridge between realms grows fragile by the Covenant's annulment. If that light dies, we're stranded here. Hurry. Nero. Nero, you must move. Leave me. I mean, it's right there, man. I don't need you. If I die here, it'll be because I bloody well decided to. I failed to master darkness. I'll not suffer watching a green boy master the tower. Do what you will with it, but remember me, son of Alag. I am Nero Tolskava, the man who will yet outdo Alag and Garland. That was what you hoped to. May the Crystal Tower again be a beacon of hope for mankind. Go, Demi. I mean, just pick him up. Must move onwards. This is not where I come to rest. But how... Those damn clones did it after all. Onwards. Uh-oh. You owe me, Nero. The hells I do, and he drops him. You're returned unharmed, thank the gods. When the void gate started to close, I never felt so powerless in all my life. We were running about like madmen trying to keep the gate open. And the chief actually went and dived in, but if you're all... Where are Une and Doga? They're not... I see. I'll miss the two of them dearly, but I'm happy they fulfilled their purpose. We who live on must still attend to the Crystal Tower, though we now have no one able to seal it. That is not true, my friend. Une and Doga have entrusted me with their blood. I can control the Crystal Tower. Yes, I can see it in your eyes. Good. Let's put an end to this, and seal away the tower. I understand your instinct, Rambos, but please give us a moment to rest. I am weary to the bone, and Nero and Ye are both emerged from long battle. Of course, you have the right of it. Come, we'll leave this place for a spell and repair to St. Cornoc's find. We better not be coming back there. We've done the raid. We're done. No one but you could have succeeded in the world of darkness, Ye. Would that I could have been more of use beyond the rift. As it stands, I was but a vessel for Doga and Une's blood. Have I remembered what I wished to? I like how we're not only a silent protagonist, we are a textless protagonist. Something has come back to me. Gaining royal blood and witnessing true bravery has reminded me of my forebear's dearest wish. But we need not speak of these things now. It's not my place to keep you. Go on ahead of me. There's something small I would do before I return. The tower cracks in half. I could not have asked for a better comrade. If only I could have been part of your adventures for longer, Ye. Alas, fate dictates I have a different role to play. A wish hidden for millennia and brought to light by the good people of Noah. Finally, it is my time to see it realized. And our samurai is almost 51 already. Yeah, a lot of XP from these raids. You don't see me, you don't see me, you don't see me. I'm gone! I cannot express how glad I am you returned safely, and with the means to dispel the threat of the Crystal Tower for good. Rest, if you will, and let us free ourselves from the spectre of the Allagons. I trust you've rested, my friend. Good. I wish to seal the tower now, but there's something we must do first. Let me summon the others and hear in full what happened beyond the rift. Oh god. So the Allagan eye that runs in Garaha's line does mean that royal blood flows in his veins. Suppose it's not so odd to think his forebears gained it via ancient technology, but who imbued his family with the blood, and for what purpose? Mayhap all this was fate, from discovering the tower to Garaha gaining Une and Doga's blood. Has Garaha said anything? Where is Garaha? What of Nero? I'm not sure where our resident historian is, but Nero left the tower with me. Where he's vanished to since, I cannot say. Knowing him as I do, I still don't believe he'll scheme against us for the time being, though he is still Nero. He's our friendly baddie. You say Garaha stayed behind at the Crystal Tower? I wonder if he even now prepares to steal the place off. Master Rambrose! Master Rambrose! 'Tis Garaha Tia, sir. He came into the Crystal Tower and began ordering researchers out. Why would he do such a thing? I don't know, but he was quite insistent. He all but bodily forced me out of the gates. I suppose it's possible he told one of the others, but I wasted no time finding out. I thought it best to hasten here and ask for your guidance. Very well, let's go speak with these researchers and get to the bottom of this queer business. Master Garland, yea, please come with me. No doubt Garaha means to seal off the Crystal Tower. It worries me he did not breathe a word of his plan to us. We're going back again. Oh, that's not fair. You're just looking straight at it. Turn around. This is even worse. Thank God there's a wall there. I would have just jumped right to my death. What in the world was Garaha Tia thinking, demanding we leave the tower? No doubt you want to know why. I wish I knew that myself. Of course, he would tell me nothing. He'll be honest with you, miss. I'm certain of it. Go no further, my friends. The doors will close ere long. So you are of a mind to steal the tower, Garaha. I know time is of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Come here so we can discuss this. No. My apologies, but I cannot. Come, man, what's this nonsense? If aught's amiss, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Une and Doga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth is always lain with a lag. Or rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. Not all the world perished in Zan's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Alag, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. They hoped its spires would again dominate the land, and prayed the Crystal Tower would be a beacon of hope to people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only member of Alag's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Alog's technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted most. That man was my forebear. For millennia we awaited. Alog's art and ingenuity faded. Our royal blood grew thin, but before the last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all this was returned to me. And now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. The Crystal Tower's strength poses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We need technology as advanced as Alog's to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings. We may never fully comprehend them. It's as you say, Cid. We could wait for someone someday to reach the same heights as Alag, but by then we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. But what if I do as Amon did, and put the tower into a deep sleep? You cannot mean that. I am deadly serious, Cid. The tower may only be used once men rival the Allagans in knowledge. I will slumber within Circus Tower until then, to greet those with the means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth, as the beacon of hope it was meant to be. It's the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. The future is where my destiny awaits. But yours lies outside these doors. Go. Create a future where hope reigns, and the tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we'll say will make you change your mind, will it? Onwards to a brighter future. It won't be easy, of course, but that's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with Alag, just you wait. We'll cover all that lost ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come knocking, Garaha. Then you're in for a rude awakening. You shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Keep alive our successes and forgive us our failures. May we meet again, my friend. Yeah, no. The 12 keep you then, Rambros. I look forward to learning of your exploits. And you, Ye, I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I awake. Well, now I must rest. Recalling so much has put me in the mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage. The Crystal Tower slumbers again, then. 'Tis too quiet for my taste. Goodbye, Cid. I must put all this on my back. Possibility beckons, and I am bound to follow. A new dawn has come for me. No. Yes, yes, yes. You just missed it, Sid. You just missed Sid, yeah. There's much that needs his attention if he's to fulfill Gara's wishes, it seems. But this is not the end of Noah, no matter how lonely St. Quinox Fine has become. We must all walk in different directions now. Remember, we labor for a brighter future, lit by Gara's beacon. Sealing the Crystal Tower was but the first step. Farewell, my friend. May our paths cross again. You completed the Crystal Tower quest series! By speaking with Ciel at St. Quinox Find, you can accept a quest that allows you to trade items obtained by repeating Crystal Tower Alliance raids. Adventurer, may I ask a favor of you? I'm sorry to trouble you so soon after your trials in Crystal Tower, but my colleague, Ko Rabanta, has gone missing. She discovered the oddest orb deep within the tower, and said she was returning here to analyze it, but no one's seen her since, though she's too timid a girl to have run off with her find. You probably just left to gather artifacts or materials in Revenant's toll, but all the same, could you go and look for her? Did we get ported here? I think we did. We were in Ul'dah when we signed up, and then we ended up here when we finished. Right? Is there something I can help you with? You seek Ko Rabanta. Well, you found the right body, but she's not at home, so to speak. This lovely girl you see before you is known as Ko, but another soul dwells within her at present. Mine, to be precise. You are speaking with none other than Noah, Archmagus of Alag. My scholarly works are legend, my treatises of the cosmos priceless, and my very name known throughout the world. Or 'twas so once. My soul was wiled away the millennia within an orb. Ko awoke me from my slumber, and, well, how could I pass up a chance to walk the world again? So I allowed my spirit to flow into her body, and here we are. Forgive me, but you do not seem overly bewildered by this. Would I be wrong to assume you belong to the scholarly fellowship that carries my name? As I thought, Ko revealed this Noah when I entered her mind. But do be at ease, I bear you no ill will for using my name. I am intrigued. What discoveries has this organization made? Has it made any findings of note to begin with? You act in my name, and so are its disciples to me. I will give you my blessing after you've proven your intellectual worth. Such is my want. So, are you deserving? You've dedicated yourself to creating a brighter future, eh? Then we may be alike in spirit. When I lived, I had a thirst for knowledge, and dedicated myself to understanding the world. It was how I became an Archmagus. You may yet become a disciple of mine. I learn more of your journey into the Crystal Tower. If I can see your dedication amongst your exploits, I'll be happy to give you a token of my immense wisdom. Do not expect too much, though. There are limits to what I can do in this body. Whose owner you were seeking, of course. Well, I will make sure that Ko's friend learns of what happened. Some version, at least, and worry not. This body is in safe hands. And I believe that is the shape of it. If my offer has tantalized you and you wish to prove yourself in my eyes, you certainly know where to find me. I mean, I think we need a priest. The gift of the Archmagus. I thought an inquiring mind like yours could not resist my offer. Well then, produce the records of Noah's expeditions to the Crystal Tower. I see nothing so crude as a tome, though. No, memories speak far truer than written words. Kindly conjure all you have seen in the Crystal Tower within your own mind. No, do not tell me either. You're clearly unfamiliar with Anaromantic pearls. These are devices capable of holding memories, an invention born of my beloved oneromancy, and some technological manipulation of the mind. Allow your mind to drift back to all you've done with Noah. Every battle fought, comrade lost. Think hard, and I might transfer your experience to these pearls. I shall peruse these memories when you are done, and judge your worthiness by them. Oh, so I actually have to go and do it again. I think I'm probably just not going to. Let's abandon that quest. Well, I don't know. I'm of two minds of this. I hadn't really intended to be a samurai at this point, but we needed to be to finish the tower. And I kind of don't really want to be right now. Instead, I really want to level up another class. So we've done some level 50 stuff on my Dragoon, on my Bard, and now on our Samurai. Maybe we could raise our Paladin up and have them do some questing? I don't know. I don't really want to do any dungeons at level 50 on my Paladin. We could white mage it up. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we'll spam some dungeons as either white mage or thaumaturge, or turn our rogue into a ninja, or maybe even summoner. I don't know, but I don't think we're gonna do it now. We'll do it later. So, yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Crystal Tower. I thought it was a pretty fun little quest chain, and I definitely am enjoying this Samurai. I just don't want to play them yet. I want to wait till we get to the expansion where they were introduced. So thank you for watching. Until next time.